it's such a refreshing feeling knowing that there are actually animes that show like realistic faces, like in terms of like the lips and stuff. And the art in general for Shigatsu Kimi no Uso, and I know I said that wrong. I think I forgot the wa in between the Shigatsu and Kimi, whatever. The art just looks fantastic. And I think that's all I can really say, because there are some times where the art can be inconsistent, but the thing that I'll say is that the art is always vibrant, and it usually looks fantastic. On the outside scenes, it just looks really good. Even on some of the inside scenes where it was just like he was in the what's it called? He was in the music room with Watery. They had no faces, which is something I'm going to get to in a second. But the background looked extremely good, so I'll say that. Now, the thing that I was talking with about the animation derps was, there are animation derps in this episode, but I don't think they really hold it back. I'm going to take the animation derps into account, but there weren't really too many of them past the no faces. The no face was the main animation derp. There was this little scene where they were playing the violin, or Kaori was playing the violin, and you look into the crowd and it looked like there was nobody there. It's just that everybody was spread out, and I thought that was an animation derp at first, but it turns out it's not, so I'm completely fine with it. I'm fine with that, although the no face, that's inexcusable, even though... Actually, no, that's just inexcusable. I don't know why they had a no face there. Along with the animation goes with the opening, and it looks gorgeous. The opening is good, or phenomenal. The ending even looks that good. The thing I will say about the animation, however, is that even though leading up to the performance itself was very good, the animation, like the still frames going before Kaori's performance, it was like, why are there so many still frames? But here's the thing, I completely understand where they're going with the still frames. The whole point of the still frames was it was just there to set a mood, to show that everybody's stuff is the same. There's no emphasis on them. The whole reason that they were still frames was to show that they're completely unimportant compared to what Kaori's about to do. And it was also there to build up tension, to be like, oh my gosh, these are so useless. Then you show Kaori's, and she's so useful, and it's just a breath of fresh air, and that was the whole point of the still frames. And I understand that. I still have to knock off points because they're still frames, and there was a bit of them, but I completely understand them. If you don't knock off points, I can see why. Speaking of the animation to the violin scene, oh my gosh, like the piano, the piano when Kaori just got so into playing the violin, I was just like, oh yes, gone. Then along with the animation and art comes the chibis, and I was in a call and we had somebody who was really irked by the chibis. Personally, they didn't irk me until there was that time at the end where they just kind of threw chibi after chibi after chibi, but even then, I don't really feel as if that was too much of a problem, mainly because the whole point of the chibis since episode 1 were established to show that the show has a lot of comedy. There's a lot of comedic relief within the show, so it's going to go from tension to comedic relief in just that sort of manner, and I feel as if the chibis are a way to just throw that in there without making it feel too forced. I feel as if that's where you use chibis, and the fact that they're using the chibis correctly in those moments, that completely renders it to where it just doesn't bother me. The chibis themselves don't bother me because they're knowing where to insert them, and there may be a lot of them, but that just shows that there's a lot of comedic relief. Can they do comedy without the chibis? Yes, but will it be as influential without the chibis? No, it won't. So I'm just going to leave the chibis as they are. Are they a problem? I can see why you can say they are a problem. I don't find them as a problem, but by the end of this I might. By the end of the show I might, just because there may be an overabundance of them. I will say there were a lot in this episode, like I said, but it didn't really affect me. It didn't affect my enjoyment at all. And I don't think it really affects the animation score. I can see why you would say it would, but for me it just doesn't. Then we got the characters, and you got Kaori, who I just think is going to be really unique, because not only is she, like, confirmed waifu of the year, best girl of the year, I don't have to explain myself for that. Her design is just amazing, but, she's just out of the norm. The fact that She wins a competition just by audience choice. The fact that she's not afraid to go up against judges, rules, or regulations is something that I'm going to like about her. And then the other thing that I like is Kosei, and here's why. It doesn't suffer from another thing of Akame ga kill syndrome. And Akame ga kill syndrome, there's a bunch of types of it. There's so many symptoms of Akame ga kill syndrome. And one of these symptoms is at the beginning of Akame ga Kill, where they kill off Tatsumi's friends without them getting development. And it's like we're supposed to feel bad for an issue that they never explained. And the thing with Shigatsu is that it explains the issue in the first episode, and then goes on to later develop on it. What I'm saying is that they explain about Kosei's mom, to go on and connect that to real world events. They connected it with events in the world after already explaining what happened between him and his mom. Whereas Akame ga Kill will, it'll kill the character, then it'll tell you why it was important that they killed the character. In Shigatsu, they already explained why this is important. I think that's how you have to handle things like this. But overall, this episode, oh my god. I know I'm about to get a lot of shots fired at me, but I did my score for Fate Stay Night, Shigatsu, and Parasite because I was wondering. So through the first episode for each of them, I'm not going to say the scores exactly, but I will say this. Shigatsu almost beat Fate Stay Night by a point. Like a full point. Shigatsu, in my opinion, after doing my score, and even subjectively, I think is the best show of the year. And it's definitely the best show of the season. Best show of the year is between Shigatsu, and there's only like 4 other choices I'd have to say. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.